I've been frustrated these last few days because on and again it seems like the message is getting lost in the noise. People are so easily losing focus from what this moment is about that a week ago, George Floyd was murdered by the police. Now, I won't say the police officer's name because it doesn't matter. Because when police officers decide to stand behind the thin blue line in order to avoid accountability, when good cops stay silent, the police force becomes a monolith. So there are no individuals. There are no good police and bad police. There are just police. And for some reason, people have a really hard time understanding that. So I'm just going to put it like this. It was the police's knee that pinned George Floyd's neck to the ground and refused to move even as he begged for air. It was the police's knee that did not move even after Floyd lost consciousness and bystanders pleaded on his behalf. Even when the EMT tried to check his pulse, the police refused to move its knee. For 8 minutes and 46 seconds, that knee did not move. Eventually, George Floyd's heart stopped and he died. Now, my heart can't decide if it should feel broken or furious. It breaks for the people in George Floyd's life who just had a loved one stolen from them. But it's furious because it never should have happened. And when I watch that video of George Floyd begging for air, pleading for his life, I see my father, my mother, my sister, my cousins, my friends. I see myself and everyone else who looks like me that just insists on committing this unforgivable crime of breathing while black. I am filled with fury because this is so far from the first time, and I know it'll be far from the last. Because black kids are taught comply to survive when reality is teaching them that they could comply and die anyway. My heart breaks because peacefully protesting the killing of George Floyd while it was happening did nothing. Those people respected the law, even while the 4 police officers on the scene who were entrusted with enforcing the law completely failed to. The only way those people could have saved George Floyd's life was by risking their own, probably forfeiting their own, risking life and limb to serve and protect another citizen from the very people who were betraying their own oath to protect and serve. So what's supposed to be the takeaway here? That violence is the answer? I don't know. I hope not. But I do know that years of peaceful protest hasn't affected any sweeping changes to the police system. I know that a hashtag didn't save George Floyd. A march didn't save Breonna Taylor. A petition didn't save Tamir Rice. And I know for sure that people start paying attention when you light a city on fire. It shouldn't take that much. It shouldn't take that much. But what else are we supposed to do when Black Americans are indiscriminately targeted, killed, and incarcerated at rates far higher than white Americans? When our pleas to breathe, to get the knee off our neck, fall on deaf ears over and over again, what can we do but move it ourselves? I mean, this is America. It's been America. It's just that this is the first time in our nation's history that we're all able to see it clearly for exactly what it is. And what's messed up is that it's only ever been worse for black people before this. You think it's bad now? This is where we stand after a 400-year fight to be recognized as humans deserving of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, to be seen as equal under the eyes of the law. We're sick of this fight, but we're not tired because we can't be. We can't rest until we can breathe. Now, I'll say this. I know that there are forces at work doing everything they can to change the conversation. Agitators, instigators, hoping that the damage they do will get pinned on black faces. So watch out for one another. Call these people out. I mean, I've been seeing it happen and it's beautiful. Keep doing it. We outnumber them. But don't underestimate them because they are serious. I mean, these are the same kind of people who tried to steal our humanity. You really think they'd be above trying to steal this moment? Nah. Don't let them. And I'll say this too. If you're out in the streets protesting and you didn't vote, go home. Because in my eyes, you are just as complicit as the good cops who stay silent. You have no right to complain about leadership in your community when you allow other people to choose those leaders for you. It wasn't that long ago that our grandparents and great-grandparents shed blood to secure our right to vote. They endured beatings and dogs and fire hoses and jail and death to give us a voice. If you dismiss the gift of their sacrifice, you cannot walk in their footsteps. And the last thing I want to say is to our elected leaders. What are you doing? How is it possible that during this time of crisis, you've created an action plan for everything except the very reason your constituents are rioting? You are servants of the people. It is your job to be an instrument of the people's will, to enact solutions to their problems. How much louder do you need the people to be? Because I don't want to see how much louder we can get.